Oh my gosh. I forgot to put the photo up, but we are live. It's been a while. What's up,
You
everybody?
have it?
It happens. It's time for our next quickie. This is quickie number 93. And it's been a while, and I'm a little rusty. And we normally have a photo up that shows what we're talking about, but you'll see it at the end. But hi, April. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yes. It's been a hot minute since we've gotten on here live to give just the tips, and excited to be back.
Good. Yes. It's so fun to chat, have a quickie. It's
Right?
it's just a healthy thing to do.
Right? Exactly. And so this was going to be special. Back back at the ranch, at the ASC portal, we're all about sharing insightful tips and tricks that will help you, be the best version of yourself and get more done while having fun. And this is something that a lot of folks, are curious about. And so we're excited and happy to break it down because, toxic relationships are not fun. Uh, we all have been in them. And we want to just, one, help you understand when you're in them. And then, talk about, what can you do about that? So, anything else you want to say, April, to tee it up before we jump into it?
Nope. Let's just dive right in.
All right, cool. So, red flag number one, side that you're in a toxic relationship, and you can probably relate to this, everyone, is that you feel crappy when you are with them. Yes.
It's the same sentiment. Yes. You have that same feeling. You want me to take this one, Gary?
Yeah, please jump into it.
So this is a very, very easy way to spot what types of relationships you may be in because you're not thinking about it. And I texted you and told you not to come in because we are live.
It is one of those days. That was a cameo by Mr. Tim Schluter. Hey, everybody.
Not a toxic relationship.
Not a toxic relationship.
Oh
A
my
very amazing hubby bringing lunch to April.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Yay. It's okay. I told him and then I realized that oh wait, we're gonna be live. So don't come in unless my door is open. So anyways, you feel crappy when you're with them. So the easiest way to spot a toxic relationship is to just be aware of how you're feeling. You may notice that whenever somebody talks about them, like if they're not in your presence, your mood might shift, or they might come into your presence. Your mood might shift. These types of people might offer unconstructive feedback, right? You always want constructive feedback from those of your loved ones. But if the feedback makes you feel worse about yourself, like it's all about the inner feelings that you have around these specific people. If you're noticing that you are feeling crappy, but you're making excuses, like no, it's just they're just going through a hard time and they're taking it out on me. Those types of things are signals. But also people who are just consistently negative, because anytime you are around somebody who exerts, or I don't know what the word is that I'm thinking of today, but when the negativity is kind of like simmering off their bodies and that energy gets put out into the universe, like you take that in, especially if you're in its path. And so you will feel that in your core. And if you find that with specific people you're experiencing this feeling, pay attention to it, because that might be a sign of a toxic relationship. Gary, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, and I want to point out that these, when we blast them on the screen, and you look at it and you're like, duh, like these are like no brainers. Totally get it. Like when we're looking at it right this, like this, yeah, it makes sense. However, here's the thing. Um, I don't think every relationship starts as a toxic relationship. I don't think people go in and say, I want to ruin that person's life. However, things change and they happen gradually. um as April mentioned, like we want you to be conscious about this, because a lot of times, this is a relationship maybe that you've been in. It could be a professional relationship or a casual relationship or whatever the case may be, romantic relationship. And then all of a sudden, over time, you know someone might mention that person's name, and then all of a sudden you get that feeling like, ugh. And so we want you to start to be aware of these flags, so that you can make adjustments. Because I know, at a job, I'm gonna keep the name out of it, but I remember going into it like, yeah, this is a great place to work. I really like it. And then over time, things happened and it became less enjoyable. And we had this one boss, that over time just was a big a-hole. And every time, like, I thought about meetings with this person, I just like, oh my God, really have to deal with this? And I had to come to terms with, like, you know what? This is not a relationship that is very helpful. And I know in work relationships that is challenging because you're getting paid, and you may not necessarily have the privilege of just bouncing out and stuff like that. But we'll talk about some techniques here in a bit. But the first sign that you're in a crappy relationship is you feel crappy. And that brings us to the next one, which is you have an inability to be authentic. You mask up, like when you're around this person. Maybe, as April mentioned, you make yourself small. And this the reason for this is multifaceted, but one of the big things is, maybe they don't accept you for who you are. They want you to be someone else. I was coaching someone, and they were doing a lot of professional development, and their significant other, wasn't really into that. And to each his own. However, as this person was growing, into this new person, their significant other, kept gaslighting them and making them feel bad, for stepping into this new version of themselves, and kept saying, "Well, I just liked you how you were before." And maybe sometimes our parents do this. And so again, that's a big sign, that you're in a toxic relationship. April, you want to finish it up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the most important thing when it comes to authenticity and something that I care so much about, it's like if you don't like who I am, then I'll see ya. To each their own, like Gary was mentioning. But if you feel like you're not feeling accepted for who you are, and it's not even that, you know, you, you can have differences with people who you are friends with, but for them to constantly judge, or you feel like you have to be a completely different person or change your persona in order to thrive in an environment with them, that's definitely something that you should watch out for. So, yeah,
Yeah.
let's focus on the authenticity, guys.
Yeah. You being yourself. Uh, and so good tie in to the third red flag that you are in a toxic relationship is unbalanced uh, reciprocation. April, do you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I mean, reciprocation, right? It's like everything's all about give and take. But when we start to pay attention, and in every relationship, right, we are working on that give and take. And, sometimes it's not 100% equal all the time. But in the space where you feel like either you're giving so much and you're getting back a little, always in those situations, you can start to feel some resentment, right? Like it should all be focused on teamwork, collaboration with any relationship that you're in. And when you feel like you're giving more and you're not getting back anything, it can really lead to a questionable relationship in terms of, are they really being supportive of you? And, granted, you need to make sure that you're communicating what you need. But if you are taking those steps and you're still feeling like I'm giving my all and like you're giving me nothing, um, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Um, Gary, you have anything to add there?
Um, no, you nailed it. And what I want to sort of bring to attention is, all right, we talked about these red flags, and you may be reflecting on various relationships, whether it's professional, personal, romantic, and thinking like, all right, does this apply to me? And you may or may not, be vibing with some of these. But if you are, my invite to you is to first, applaud you, way to just again bring that to your awareness, because a lot of times people are just sort of um it's not in their conscious sort of thought, it's just sort of back there, and they're not being allowed to be, the person that they want to be. They're sort of being caged in, and so you may be thinking like, all right, so what do I do about these things? Bringing it to your conscious is the first step, because you can't fix what you're not aware of. And then the next thing is just trying to realize like, all right, what are you going to do about it? If you are in a workplace situation, is there arrangements that can be made? Is there someone that you can talk to? Can you have a conversation with this person? If it's just a relationship, personal relationship, asking yourself, um, you know, is this person worth your time? And this is, the, thing that, making tough decisions, sometimes we have to admit to ourselves that a relationship has run its course, and, it's time to, sort of move on. And same with romantic relationships. But the other thing, as a way to protect yourself, is creating boundaries, healthy boundaries. And we covered that in Quickie number 36. So not going to go through all of that, but I will put the link to Quickie 36 in the chat. So if you're curious about like creating boundaries that are going to be empowering for you, you can do that. April, any sort of tips on what to do next?
I think the big piece is the awareness. I mean, I sometimes these transitioning out of toxic relationships can take time. There's a lot of emotion that's involved, but what we're hoping with this quickie is that you just have the awareness and think about, is there something that I need to do? Maybe you're not ready to address it, but also be more aware about when you are starting to reach your limitations, and know that there's always a way to get support in navigating through that when you're ready. So the ASC is a great non-toxic place to get support and be in a positive space where people do accept you for who you are, no matter what it is that you choose to do for your personal goals. You can always check us out at accountabilitysuccesscircle.com. We are in our last week of our current round of Goal 30, which is a 30-day goal challenge to help raise awareness, give you raise awareness on what you're working on, push you forward in your personal or professional goals, and just keeps you accountable to what's most important to you. And we'll actually be launching our third round of Goal 30 not too long from now, right? I think, Gary,
Yep.
it's May 2nd. So just wanted to throw that out there for you. You can see all the information on our website, accountabilitysuccesscircle.com. But if you are specifically interested in Goal 30 and you want to potentially sign up for the next challenge, it will be at goal30.accountabilitysuccesscircle.com. So check that out. But if you have goals that you want to, maybe your goal is to start getting out of a toxic relationship, or start putting up boundaries for yourself to protect yourself and keep you moving forward. So we are here to 100% support you on that journey.
Yes.
So yeah, come check us out. But we just thought we'd pop in. It's been a while, and give you some nuggets and just giving you the option to have a quickie with us.
Yes.
So,
Awesome. So thank you so much, April. And thank you. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Is there anything that we left out? We're happy to add to the list of red flags that you're in a toxic relationship. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you on the next quickie. So bye.
adios.